And hey, beautiful people, it's Rickita. I'm back with another video. So I want to answer all the questions that you guys are actually posting onto my YouTube channel. So if you guys have any questions outside of the questions that I am answering now, please go ahead and drop them in the comments. I'm looking at those questions and I'm seeing which ones I can answer, and then I'm answering it for you guys. So go ahead and drop your questions down below. And I don't want to waste too much time. So I kind of want to get into, all of the questions. Now, before I get into the questions, let me say that a lot of people that was inside of my group that started with the 60 points in 60 days, a lot of people got some great results. A lot of people got over 60 points in 60 days. And I am actually starting another group January 1st, 2023. So if you want to join that group because you want more one-on-one help, definitely go ahead and use that link down below. Sign up for the 60 points in 60 days, or sign up just for the membership. And once you get a membership, you'll see the sign up for our next group, which is going to be again on the 6th of January. So new year, new us, you guys. I'm definitely going to do it again with you guys. I personally did and got my credit scores up even higher too. So I definitely cannot wait to do it again. I like to just keep doing it so I can get it as high as I can get it. I have nothing else really to do, y'all. I do credit anyway, so is basically what I do. But definitely go ahead and use that link. And also, if you want to learn how to do this on your own too, if you haven't even tried to do it on your own, just go ahead and use that link, 60 points in 60 days, and go ahead and get started. And you can do it on your own there. So let's go ahead and get started. I have quite a few questions, so I want to go ahead and answer all of these for you guys. Now, let me go ahead and share my screen too. Let me get all this set up so that I can be able to, answer the questions that you guys have. Now, let's go to our first question. So if I try to freeze my credit reports, would that affect my credit repair process? Freezing your credit reports will affect your credit repair process, but I think it's going to freeze it in a good way. So freezing it just ensures that you're not going to get any more inquiries unless you're actually applying for credit. And then I always tell people to freeze their third-party bureaus outside of just the three, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. You guys should be doing LexisNexis. Make sure you guys freezing that. SageStream, you guys should be doing that. And this is a lot of third-party bureaus I always talk to you guys about. You guys should definitely freeze those because it's going to make sure that you guys can get additional accounts removed from your credit reports. It's going to be easier for you guys. Now, I told you guys there's a lot of different credit bureaus out there. So let's go ahead and look at some of those third-party credit bureaus. So these are the ones that you should possibly go ahead and freeze depending on what your situation is. What your situation, you should go ahead and freeze these third-party bureaus. So here it is right here. So here is a list of those bureaus, you guys. Let's go ahead and click got it. There are so many different bureaus that you guys can actually go ahead and freeze. And here they are here. So depending on what you got going on, I always tell you guys that you guys may want to freeze those third-party bureaus, and look how many third-party bureaus there is. And depending on if you guys are, some people are trying to rent a property and they're having a hard time renting a property, you guys may want to look into these bureaus. And when they get denied, when you guys are trying to rent a property, then they'll tell you which bureau they pulled from, and you guys can go ahead and try to fix it. Now, some people are having a hard time getting a bank account. Check Systems is one of them big accounts, one of the big companies that report, our banking. And also too, Telecheck, we see that right here. Our Clue, that is for personal property and auto reports. Some people need to actually do that. But there's a lot of different third-party bureaus like SageStream. I told you guys about that. You guys may want to do that. Innoviz, you can do that one also. That is another one that you may want to go ahead and freeze. MBI may be another one, especially if you guys have some medical debt. And yeah, that's all of some of the ones I really tell you guys about. Early warning is another good one that you guys may want to do. You may want to also freeze this too, but there's different bureaus, you guys. It's a whole list of bureaus out there that you guys may want to actually freeze, but freezing these is going to help with your process because it's going to help you get your accounts deleted faster because all they're doing is verifying you. So getting those removed should help you get your accounts removed faster. 78% utilization is a lot. It is a very high utilization when you guys are thinking about applying for credit cards, but there's a lot of credit cards out there that is meant for people that want to do like a balance transfer. So if you got a 78% utilization, you should probably look into credit cards that can do a balance transfer. And I have a list of those credit cards on my website, Rickita.com. These are all the credit cards that can pre-qualify you for a credit card without a hard inquiry, and they'll allow you to do a balance transfer. Some credit cards don't care if you have a high utilization, they'll still approve you. But I always tell people try to get those credit cards that's known to do balance transfers, because if they see you got a high utilization, they're thinking you're going to transfer the balance and they're still going to be able to possibly approve you. Now, let's go ahead and look at some of those. Now, I have those credit cards. It just seemed like it's an easier list. My website is not completely done, you guys. I'm working on it. It's just a lot of work. It really is. I'm working on having it completely done. But my previous website where I had everything listed out, allthingsrickita.com, you guys can go ahead and click on credit accounts. And then I'm like crunched on time. So let's go ahead and go down to balance transfer. I thought I would be able to search it, but I guess not. Balance transfer. These are all the credit cards that allow you to do a balance transfer, and then they can pre-qualify you for these credit cards without a hard inquiry. So I'm talking about Capital One, Navy Federal, Discover, Credit One Bank, Wayfair, FNBO, NASA, Walgreens. Chase can't pre-qualify you. Citi cannot pre-qualify you. Bank of America, I thought I seen that they could actually pre-qualify you, but double check. Wells Fargo, US Bank, and American Express. These are ones that to do a balance transfer. They know that you have a high balance and you probably want to get a transfer to their credit card. So you have a greater chance of actually getting approved for those credit cards. So definitely check it out. Now, this website again is allthingsrickita.com. Let's see. So I already getting the pop-up with Victoria's Secret every time I order, but I never get the credit cards. So if I go ahead, if you are getting the pop-up for Victoria's Secrets or any other credit cards with the shopping cart trick, then you guys can go ahead and try to get that credit card. You shouldn't get a hard inquiry at all. You only have to do that factor trust and the opt-out pre-screen only if you want to put your information in the system and you're not getting a pop-up. Sometimes your information is already in the system because you went to certain car dealerships, or maybe you did some type of payday loans. Your information is already sent to those third-party bureaus, which is why you're probably getting those pop-ups. But if you get in a pop-up, go ahead and accept the offer, and you should not get a hard inquiry. Now, it's different for everybody, you guys, so I don't want to necessarily say you can't, that if you get that pop-up, you're not going to get a hard inquiry, because I don't know if you get the pop-up that I'm looking at, or the normal pop-up with the shopping cart trick. But I say go ahead and try. If you want to get that credit card, go ahead and get it. It is what it is. Like right now I'm in the process of getting a car. I don't have no inquiries, especially on my Equifax credit report. I have no inquiries, but I want to get a car. So if I want to get the car, I'm gonna have to get the hard inquiry. I just go after what I want. That's what credit is for, you guys. So if you want to get something, just go ahead and try for it and go ahead and just get it. That's how I look at it. Especially if you guys ever have any fraudulent inquiries on your credit reports, you can always call the credit bureaus and say, hey, I did not authorize this inquiry, and then they should remove that inquiry right away. Like, inquiries to me is not too much of a big deal anymore. But go ahead and try for it. Hopefully you actually get it. So if you are married and your spouse is deceased, I'm sorry that this happened, but if this actually happens to you guys, then you can definitely call all the companies and let them know that your spouse is deceased. And once they find out they are deceased, then they're most likely go ahead and mark those accounts as such, and those accounts should separate you if it's on both of you guys credit reports. And sometimes I'm not sure what type of accounts it is and insurance and all that good stuff that goes into it, but some of these accounts will be paid off. Some of these accounts probably would just fall off if there's nothing else that they can, come after, especially if you guys were just an authorized user. But usually to separate that file, you just want to call them and let them know the situation, and then they can be able to separate that account for you, those accounts from your credit file. If your account is sold to a collection company and it is reporting a different amount than what the original company had for you, then you can definitely get that account removed from your credit reports. Now, you may have to go through the full process of suing. And with one of my accounts, that happened with me, where they had a different amount that they had in documentation, and also they had a different amount than what was with their original company. I sued them. We got a settlement. I can't talk about the settlement, but you definitely can fight that type of account and fight. Don't give up. Like, seriously, fight them. Don't give up. Just show them, hey, the balance is different than what's reported. Show me all the proof. If you can't, then I have to sue you. I don't know which account this is. I'm guessing that this is kickoff, but let's just guess. I don't know if it's good for me just to guess or not. Like, let me check really quickly. I could check on my phone because I'm kind of in a rush. I gotta hurry up and be somewhere, and I'm like, trying to go through all of the questions, but at the same time, too, I don't want to rush it. Oh, how do you add a debit card to pay your balance? They're talking about because they said, how do they make a payment? Um, with the Capital One. I don't think that you can add a debit card. Okay. So you cannot add a debit card to pay your Capital One bill. The only way that you can pay your Capital One bill is if you're doing an ACH, so you allow them to take it out of your bank account. You're paying in cash. If you're paying in check, or you can do a mobile bill payment, you can do that right through your account. So like I have Wells Fargo, I can go right through there and do like a mobile payment, and I can send it out. Or online bill. Well, actually, it's the online bill pay, where I make a payment, send it out. And the mobile payment is if you log into your account and make the payment that way. You cannot actually use your debit card. You can technically use your debit card, but you should use your ACH, your account number, and your routing number to pay your Capital One bill. Yes, even if an account is verified with the credit bureau, like a collection account, that account still can come off of your credit report. You just have to continuously attack the credit bureaus and attack the company and let them know that that account should come off of your credit reports. I told you guys I had this same problem where it was a collection that should have came off my credit reports, and they would not remove this collection. But I actually sued that collection company. We had a settlement, and now I don't have I don't have problems anymore with this account. So definitely you just have to be persistent when it come down to these accounts and have them remove this account, especially if you know it should be removed. What balance transfer card? So it doesn't matter what credit score you have. I always tell people, try to pre-qualify for any credit card, especially if you want to do like a balance transfer, if you even want to get a new credit card, because it can be different things on your credit reports that can stop you from getting a credit card, even if you have a very high credit score. I see people that's an authorized user on a credit card and it shot their credit scores up to the 700s, but they can't do anything. But I always tell people, go to my website, Rickita.com or allthingsrickita.com, and check out my list of balance transfer credit cards there. I believe it's like over 10 credit cards that you guys can check out. Now, since you guys are actually watching a full video, you guys can actually see those credit cards. So this is my website, allthingsrickita.com. So a few of those credit cards that can pre-qualify you without a hard inquiry is Capital One, Navy Federal, Discover, Credit One Bank, Wayfair, FNBO, NASA, um, the Walgreens. You have Chase and Citibank. They can do a balance transfer, but it's going to be a hard inquiry. We also have Bank of America, US Bank, Wells Fargo, and American Express that you guys can check out. So these are the ones I tell people to get if you're looking to do a balance transfer. But my All Things Rickita website, you can see that there's other things on here like bankruptcy friendly accounts. If you guys had bankruptcy before, buy now, pay later, utilization credit cards. If you guys have very high utilization, you want to get these credit cards to help balance out your utilization, then these are the credit cards you would check out. But go to my website, All Things Rickita, and then you'll see all of these credit cards. Which of these credit cards graduate? Let me get those secure credit cards. Or let me see. The secure credit cards that I recommend to people to actually graduate is the Capital One credit card. That is going to graduate. Also, the Discover credit card. That one is going to graduate also. And then Navy Federal. Those are the three credit cards that I suggest to people if they're trying to get a credit card that will actually graduate. These are the ones that I personally had that graduated, or I've seen other people had and they actually graduated. So, check those out. Now, here is the best credit cards for bad credit, too. There's a full list of them that I have here that I suggest to people. We have the Credit Builder card, Self, Kickoff, Rental Karma. You guys should definitely be reporting your rent onto your credit reports. It's going to help boost your credit score. We have Credit Strong. Also, Capital One. So when I told you guys about Capital One, say that they can graduate in as little as 6 months. So definitely check that one out. Navy Federal. Navy Federal says that they can graduate you in about 3 to 6 months. I love Navy Federal because you can just get a $200 credit card with Navy Federal, and that credit card will graduate to a $2,000 credit card. So I really love that one, and it's one that I suggest that a lot of people try to go ahead and get. And then also that Discover credit card. Discover said that they want to graduate you in about 7 to 8 months. What they want you to do is just make sure that you're paying your bills on time, and then they'll go ahead and graduate you. But those are the top three that I always suggest for people because I know they want to graduate. I even personally thought about like getting some of the secure credit cards and add them onto my credit reports just to see if they're going to graduate, but maybe I should tell you guys and maybe y'all will try it out because I'm tired of trying my credit for y'all. I'm tired of it because my credit score just be going all up and down, inquiries, deposits, and all that. But I want to know, like, I need to be able to know firsthand. So yeah, those are the credit cards that's going to graduate. So the pop-up for the Camping World Visa credit, the Good Sam Visa credit card, it actually should still be working. So hopefully you are able to get that pop-up. Somebody said they was able to get it to work. I cannot get that pop-up to save my life on my personal computer, the one I'm using. So let me do say that. But if you can't get that one, try to get other credit cards that's out there other than just that one, because there's other Visa and MasterCard cards that you can actually get with the shopping cart trick. And I have a full guide of like all the credit cards you can get with the shopping cart trick. So definitely get that full guide, see those credit cards that's actually working with, and then try to get it that way. If you're able to get the shopping cart trick to work for like Victoria's Secrets and other credit cards, then you're possibly able to get it to work. But if you just trying for the Camping World and it's not working, maybe you just didn't, do the shopping cart trick right. But definitely get that guide. So if I purchase today so if I make a purchase today worth $100, I gotta see what they're talking about, like what video. You guys about It's the Wells Fargo. So if I make a purchase today worth $100, do I have to pay the purchase off in full before the next billing cycle in order to receive the cashback percentage? When it comes down to getting cash back, whenever you're making your purchases, you're automatically having that cash back accumulated. If you're trying to get like a bonus, you just have to make sure that you hit that bonus target. Now, you were referring to the Wells Fargo, where you have to spend at least $1,000 in the first 3 months to get that $200 bonus. Now, so you have to make sure you hit that, but you have to do that in 3 months. If you want to get the unlimited 2% cash back, you're going to get that automatically as you're using your card. I don't know if it's tied to like a billing cycle. I don't know. I just use my card, I get my cash back. And it happens like right away. I can see it. The only company that I have recently heard that people are actually getting a credit card with and with having a charge off is Capital One. So Capital One is still giving people credit cards, even if they charge their account off and they actually sold it, which is very different. Usually you do not see that happen. If you guys have a charge off with a company, they will not give you a new account until you actually fix your previous account. But I do like that Capital One is actually doing this. So try to see if it's going to work for Capital One. I don't know if this is the account that you're referring to, but definitely try to see if you can get an account with them. Now, if you guys have other accounts, say if you burned a company, that's like the say if you mess up a company, you didn't pay them like you needed to, then I always tell people try to see if you can get some other credit cards. Like there are so many other credit cards. Like if you go to my website, All Things Rickita, or just Rickita.com, both websites will be fine. You'll be able to see like a list of credit cards. Then you'll see like a list of credit cards that you can get if you have bad credit. You can also see credit cards that just do TransUnion only, just pull TransUnion only, credit cards for balance transfer, but there are so many different credit cards here in general. Bankruptcy friendly, if you had a bankruptcy, then you can see other accounts that you can get here. And I'm pretty sure you did not mess up like every company that's out there. So you guys can definitely try to see if you can get some of these credit cards. And a lot of these credit cards, like if you go all the way down to the bottom of my list, pre-qualified, no hard inquiry. This is my website, All Things Rakita. Then you guys will see a lot of credit cards here that can pre-qualify you without a hard inquiry, which is what I always tell people to do. Try to see if you can get one of these credit cards that can pre-qualify you without a hard inquiry, because if they can, then you guys will be able to know yes or no on whether or not they can give you that credit card without you actually getting that hard inquiry. But like I said too, the only company I know right now that's actually giving out a credit card if you mess up with them is Capital One, because I've seen a lot of comments about that. But definitely check out that list of credit cards and hopefully you're able to get another credit card. Do the credit limit stay set once you sign up and get the amount? I'm guessing he's talking about just a regular credit card, like just a regular credit card. Like once you get pre-approved for the credit card, is it going to stay set? Oh wait, does the credit limit stay set once you sign up and get the amount? I believe you're able to get different amounts with this one. Yeah, I believe this one is gonna stay set. Yeah. I think you're able to change your amount. Yeah, because this account is like Chime. Hey, so I believe when it comes down to the extra card, I believe, I'm not sure, I believe you're able to actually change the amount. It's kind of similar to Chime that I've read. Somebody said it's very similar to the Chime account. You're able to, it will fluctuate, so you're able to get a different amount. It's not going to be set once you actually get the account, get your account. Where can I actually see my actual FICO score? Let me go to the account. So whenever I can't press the button right. So whenever I want to see my real FICO score, I always go to Experian.com. That's where I go to get my FICO. So I have my Identity IQ, I have my Experian.com, I have my Credit Karma, and I have the other different services. But if you want to see your actual FICO, you can see those on Experian.com. Now, let me show you guys that here. So do more with your FICO, all free. So you can see that you're able to get your FICO scores, all three of them. You're going to have to pay for them, but you're able to get those on Experian.com. And if you guys have the app, then you guys can just get that extra subscription that they have. And don't forget to, a lot of you guys should have this because you can just lock and unlock your Experian credit report anyway from having your Experian.com account. And they have, like I said, I do it right through the app. So definitely check out Experian.com if you're looking to get your actual FICO score. Can you an Experian code freeze after approval? I have seen multiple people freeze their TransUnion credit report after they was approved for a credit card. I see a lot of people do this when they're trying to get the Apple credit card. They freeze their TransUnion so that they can go ahead and get that credit card without a hard inquiry. So yes, you can actually do this. With me, for come down to TransUnion, I can't have the online account. I have to call. So I call them and I tell them, hey, can you unlock it? Hey, can you freeze it back? I just call them and they do it for me over the phone. Do you have to do factor trust? And when it comes down to factor trust and the opt-out pre-screen, you only have to do that one time if you're looking to get the shopping cart trick to work for you. After you opt in, I suggest that you guys call factor trust and make sure that your information is in their system and everything is up to date. I told you guys previously, when I call Factor Trust, they had an address for me that I have not had in years. Even though I put my new information in the system, just call them information up and you find. Uh-oh, my internet is bad, but you should be able to get the trick to work for you. Does inquiries affect your credit score? Yes, inquiries will affect your credit score. When you guys apply for a credit card, you're going to see that your credit score is probably going to go down between 3 to 10 points every time you apply for a credit card. So that's why I always tell people, when you're trying to get approved for like a car, or if you're trying to get approved for a credit card or thing like that, just make sure you do not get a lot of inquiries, because it can drop your credit score. And dropping your credit score is going to make it harder for you to get other loans and things like that. So yes, inquiries can definitely affect your credit score. Mm, can I be an authorized user? I believe you can be an authorized user if you have a fraud alert on your credit reports. I believe that you can be an authorized user if you have a fraud alert on your credit reports. But if you guys have fraud alerts on your credit reports, remember, fraud alerts are going to just stop you from getting so many different accounts. I just don't see why you would want fraud alerts unless you just have a lot of fraud. Just keep your credit reports locked. Make sure you remove all the fraud that's already on there and just go from there. Because when people try to get credit cards, so like the shopping cart trick, or say if they try to get other credit cards, when they see they have that fraud alert, they're automatically denied. They're not able to get it to work. So I tell people, just freeze their report and just remove all the fraud. Them alerts are actually just hurting you. Any other primary trade line size that you know of and that actually reports to all 3 credit bureaus. Let me see what I have told you so far, because these are coming from videos, so I know. Okay, that was not that video is old. So, are there any other primary trade line sizes, you know, offhand that actually reports to all the credit bureaus? So, there was a lot of sites before that were reporting to all 3 credit bureaus that were primary trade lines, but they're not really working anymore. The accounts I usually tell people to get if you just want primary accounts is really the accounts that you're going to use that's just going to build your credit up. You guys can do like kickoff, self, like those are the ones you're going to have to do now. There's not going to be any sites out there that I know of that's going to report like a $5,000, $10,000 account on your credit reports. Like those days like are over. Now, if you find some out there, definitely let me know. But you guys will have to start off with an account like Kickoff or Self or some of the other credit cards that's good for bad credit if you're looking to build your credit. Now, let me show you some of the credit cards that's good if you're looking to build your credit if you have bad credit, because sometimes you want to get these accounts and then when they start falling off your credit reports, your credit score is going to drop and then you're going to feel so sad about it. So let me show you a few of the accounts. Like I said, to try to self, try to kick off also the credit strong. And again, this is my website, all things Rickita. You can also go to my website, rickita.com, and you can see that there will be a lot of accounts there you could check out. But I just like to look at this view because they're all just listed here. Also, try to see if you can pre-qualify for some of these credit cards. You just want to have just your own accounts, you guys. So try to see if you can pre-qualify for like the Capital One, Navy Federal, and Discover. If you guys have a very bad credit score, you probably have to start with a secure one and just do that. Some people wanted the shortcuts and they wanted to get like the New Coast Direct and things like that, and that's just not happening. They're not reporting like they need to. And I tell people just get the regular accounts and let them start reporting. Regular accounts mean just the ones you always hear about. If your credit score is just so low that you can't get a credit card, get that secure credit card, you guys. Like get that secure credit card, let them start reporting to the credit bureaus. And in the long run, you're going to have those accounts that hopefully a secure credit card is going to graduate like Capital One, Navy Federal, and Discover. In the long run, you'll have those accounts that's just going to start reporting to the credit bureaus, and then you can get increases with them, and you're really building a relationship with these companies instead of just trying to do like a quick thing. I know a lot of people that was doing like CPNs and was getting these quick accounts. And now at this point, people that started before them that started just getting the secured accounts, they're up now. So it's just a time thing, you guys. I wouldn't even try to get none of those quick accounts. Like knowing what I know now, how credit is just a time thing. I wouldn't even try to do it because it's a reason possibly why you don't have the accounts that you want now. So you want to just start building those relationships. Can you do a video on the best days to pay your credit card, like the statement day versus the due date? So to me, the best day to pay your credit card is a few days before your due date. So make sure you pay your full statement balance a few days before your due date. It will be best if you guys are not so disciplined. You don't understand like what do you mean statement balance, all this due date stuff. Just think about it like this. Just make sure you pay everything but 5% of your balance, and make sure that's still the statement balance too. So see what your statement balance is because you may need to pay more. But make sure you pay at least the statement balance or 5% of whatever your balance is. Pay that a few days before your due date. Don't use your credit card again until a report to the credit bureaus. That's the way you're going to make sure that you have 5% reported and your credit score is going to be the best that it can actually be. Oh, what do I think of CFI and Credit Strong? Let me pull those up for you guys. Now, I talked to you guys a lot about the Credit Strong, and I have seen a few people said they had got the CFI account too. So you know, I guess to each their own when it come down to these accounts. I really don't have anything to say too much about them. Um, Let me, I guess, do a formal thing. I have heard a few people get the CFI account, and I've heard some people get the Credit Strong account. When it comes down to the Credit Strong account, unless you're trying to build like, if unless you want like a large account, like a large amount report to your credit reports, I just think that you should get a regular loan. Like, I just don't think that you should pay that much for a secure loan that way. I just don't think you should do that. Now, when it comes down to the C5, they have a different way of doing things. So I may suggest people to actually get that one. But when it comes down to the Credit Strong, if you want to get it, you should get it. But I personally would not get that account because of that large amount to me that you'll have to pay just for that reporting. I would just rather go get a personal loan and have them report a real personal loan. Take that money that I got from the personal loan and just be paying off that account. Just, leaving that money there and just paying off the account. Oh, what if you got a hard inquiry but also get the card? Can you still get that inquiry removed? You technically still can get that inquiry removed. Like, even if you got a credit card and you got that hard inquiry, you still technically can get it removed. Now, the thing is, I always tell people that if you guys have a hard inquiry on your credit reports and that account is reported already, then they're going to try to remove that account also. But if you have that hard inquiry on credit reports and you're trying to get that inquiry removed, then they're not going to mess with that account as long as it's not on your credit reports yet. So people usually, they'll go ahead and start working to remove that hard inquiry before that account is added to their credit report. So yes, you could technically get it removed, but just make sure it's not reported. If it's already reported, I would say leave it alone. What can I tell people that file bankruptcy? That your life is not over? Um, Let me see if they were referring to like a special video. I just want to see you guys. Oh, I see this video. These videos are old that you guys are still watching. And excuse my sniffles. I don't know what it is, but it seems like something is trying to take me over again. I don't know what's out there, you guys. All these germs and cooties. But I was in Georgia for Christmas. Oh, look at that. Now I got my kids acting crazy. I got the kids acting crazy, the throat going crazy. But I was in Georgia for Christmas, and I don't know if I was just around people that had germs or what, but definitely cooties is trying to take me over. But I know the video they're referring to. So if you guys have filed bankruptcy, your life is not over. Like, your life is not over. I've seen people that filed bankruptcy, got the bankruptcy removed, got their accounts removed. You guys can actually do it. So what I tell people is just start building your credit as soon as possible. Whenever you can start building your credit, start building your credit. There's a lot of accounts out there that would actually approve you even right after your bankruptcy. So I just tell people start building your credit right away and do not be overextended. If you know you were bad with credit cards, don't get a lot of credit cards that you cannot pay off. Now, let's go ahead and look at some of those credit cards. So I have some bankruptcy friendly credit cards on my list on allthingsrickita.com. So let's go ahead and have some bankruptcy friendly accounts here. So I always tell people definitely get the self. You can get a self account, their installment account, and you can get their Visa after 3 months. If you guys have that $48 a month plan, you guys can get that one after 3 months. Also, get that credit builder card. It's a secure card. They're not going to check your credit at all. They're going to start reporting to the credit bureau, and you're able to get two of them too. So I like that one. I also tell people to you could get the Credit Strong account, but to me, that self is good, and then that kickoff is also a good account. The Credit Strong account is like you paying too much, and it's extended for a longer period of time. I don't want you guys to get an account where you're inconsistent in paying, and now you're going to be inconsistent with paying this one. It's going to just destroy your credit. Also, get that kickoff account. Credit One Bank is good for approving you right after bankruptcy. So definitely get that one. You can pre-qualify for the Patelco credit card, so definitely check that one out. Capital One is good for approving you right after a bankruptcy. Navy Federal, you can try to see if they can give you an account. Usually you have to wait some, and then they'll give you an account. Open Skies, no credit check. It's a secure credit card. So definitely check that one out. First Progress is a secure credit card. You can check that one out. It's no credit check for either of those. And also the Apply Bank credit cards, no credit check at all for that. Also check out the Prosper credit card. And then too, the Best Egg loan is also good. If you have had a bankruptcy before, you can pre-qualify for that credit card without a for that loan without a hard inquiry. And also the Two More credit card, they're going to just look at your banking history and they'll be able to approve you. But even if you had bankruptcy before, it is not over. Go ahead to my website, All Things Rickita, or go to Rickita.com and look at the accounts that you can get and start removing any negative accounts that you have on your credit reports. Especially because a lot of these accounts are inaccurate. Remove those accounts from your credit reports and then your credit score should go up. I have a collection on my credit report. I'm dropping lip gloss. If I received a letter from an attorney about this account, what should I do? If you have a collection account on your credit reports, but you received a letter from an attorney, I would say to reach out to another attorney. Like, hey, this is what I have going on. Can you help me with this? But if you like, I ain't got time for that. I don't even know where to reach out to. Let me tell you what I would personally do, because that's all I can do. What I would do is, if I have an account on my credit report that's a collection, I would send them a letter asking them to show proof about this account, and I will actually dispute that account if that account is inaccurate. Because at least if the account is not accurate, if they don't do what they need to do, then you could possibly have a lawsuit against them, and then you can just say, hey, I'm suing you, you trying to sue me, let's just not do anything, let's just part ways and just break even. That's what I would personally do. I would try to send a letter to the credit bureaus, and I would send a letter to the collection company, but send a letter, contact an attorney for sure about that debt, and call me if you have any questions. 833 Rickita. Credit or debit card, which one do I choose? I already have. Let me look at this account. So last one, let me look. Oh, this is that one. I guess it would depend on which account you would want. The Sable credit card can actually approve you up to $10,000. So if you just want to have a credit card, then go ahead and get their credit card. Like you said, you already have a bank account with someone else. I don't think that you should probably get the regular account. But if you guys need to, like, if you wanted to just report to the credit bureaus, then get it, because I got that account. It reported to the credit bureau, just a regular debit card, and I haven't even used it. They already reported to the credit bureaus, and they still report to the credit bureau. So you can get it if you want them to report. But if you want a credit card, get their credit card. Now, I am happy that I was able to go through all of the questions here, you guys, and I still got 15 minutes before I got to do what I need to do. I got to go check on my little ones, because I heard it's like when the chairs fell. Maybe they were just trying to, I don't know, get something. But a new year is coming, you guys. So I am actually inviting you guys, if you guys need to increase your credit score to my 60 points in 60 days, you guys can watch this video here. Like, go ahead and watch my video that I have here. I'm going to teach you guys how to increase your credit score 60 points in 60 days. And also, if you guys need more one-on-one help, because you like, Rickita, this is a lot, make sure you guys join my group. I'm sending you guys personalized videos of your credit report saying you have to do this, this, and that. This is the next step. I'm helping you guys remove those accounts from your credit reports, remove inquiries also if you need help removing inquiries. We apply for credit cards. We do so many different things within our group. So go ahead and sign up for our next group. It's going to start January 6th. 2023. New year, new us, you guys. So definitely sign up for our new group. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop your questions down below in the comments. Always, I'm going to make sure I answer those questions for you. And hopefully You learn so much by just listening to these videos. I used to always listen to these videos while I'm like working, or while I'm just cooking, or while I'm in the car. And that's how I learned a lot about credit. Listening, reading like crazy. That's how I learned a lot about credit. So I'm so happy that I took that time to learn, because now I can teach you guys and, tell you guys some of the stuff that I learned. But definitely make sure you guys sign up for my next group. Just get your membership. I believe as soon as you log into your membership, once you get it, we got the dollar trial. You can start for just $1 for 7 days. Go ahead and get that dollar trial. And I think like the first post within the membership, as soon as you log in, you're going to see our next class. So sign up for our next class, and I'll see you guys in the next video.